Minister, good morning to you. So the government has green-lit the cruising industry. Is New South Wales on board?
Yeah, Pete, we're on board. I think this is a long time coming. I know there's plenty of people out across New South Wales and indeed the country that are big fans of cruising, and it's a real significant contributor to our economy, particularly the supply chain around supplying the ships and stocking those ships, but also a lot of travel agents that have really done it tough over the last couple of years because so much of their business is around booking crews. So I know there'll be lots of small and medium businesses right around New South Wales and indeed the country that'll be happy to see cruise being able to take place again from mid-April.
How long is it going to take for normal service to resume after being out for so long?
So some of these ships will take a long time. I think given that we're coming into the Southern Hemisphere winter, we won't see many of those international ships that have been in our waters regularly for many years now until we cycle back through the summer. But I know a lot of the northern parts of the country, particularly Queensland, will probably see some of their North Queensland cruises start to return. We'll definitely see some localised activity out of New South Wales. Ports along the south coast of New South Wales will be looking to see cruise ships coming back in. They're such a significant contributor, and I'm thinking specifically of places like Eden. It's got fantastic port infrastructure, suffered the damages of the fires, and I know that when those ships come into town, the small businesses really do love it.
OK, from sea to rail, Minister, more disruptions are expected on the Sydney rail networks. Are commuters being treated as mugs here?
Well, I think the main thing here is we just want to make sure trains are on the tracks and people can use their daily commute to get to and from work as quickly as possible. We're working with the unions to make sure that they're getting what they need and they're also supplying the service. I think it's just important that everyone stays at the table, we get through this and we provide a good quality service to commuters.
But are people at the table?
Yes, I think that, well, they definitely are, Peter. I know that we see a little bit in the media and we're seeing some union activity. It was pretty disappointing to see the ETU not allow some maintenance work to take place after the rain. That obviously causes disruption. We lose services. But I know that Minister Elliott is at the table with all of the unions. He's trying to get a good deal done for everyone to make sure that we put commuters first.
Fare free Fridays, is that going to happen?
Well, it's definitely something that Minister Elliott's put out on the table. The union said that they wanted to discuss that. Minister Elliott took that up, ran with it. There's been a little bit of pushback we've seen this morning. I think this is all part of the negotiations that are taking place at the moment. But from a government perspective, our primary focus is making sure that we run good quality public transport right across New South Wales, and our focus is on commuters.
That'd be a significant cost, though, wouldn't it, to the government if that were to happen?
Well, we already subsidise substantially public transport to encourage people to get on it, so that would be an additional cost to the taxpayer. If it encourages more people to access public transport, that lightens the load on our road network, then that can be a good thing. But we've got to find a balance in all of this. Those people who aren't using the transport system are subsidising those that are using it, but there's a lot of economic benefit around why we continue to do that. But all these things are on the table as we continue this discussion with the unions.
OK, just a final one here, Minister, on Vivid. How different do you expect this one to be this time around?
Well, it's going to be different from the last 2 years, Peter, because we'll actually be able to have it. So that's a great place to start. Yeah. Look, just where we were a couple of years ago, this is a ginormous event for Australia, not just Sydney, but 23 nights. We're kicking off on the 27th of May. It's going to be bigger and better than ever before. We're going to extend the light walk from Circular Quay right around to Ultimo, 8Ks, over 50 amazing light installations, 111 music acts. If you're thinking about coming to Sydney, you couldn't find a better 23 nights than to choose to come to Sydney. And I know lots of people, including all of our businesses in and around the CBD, are really looking for the boost that this event brings. Before COVID, it generated $173 million in economic activity for the state. So it's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, and it's fun. It's fun to go and see. Stuart Ayres.
Absolute great fun.
Thanks for your time.